You guys are confusing the emotions. You think I hate gay people, and what you're really seeing is that I am jealous of gay people. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm not the only black person that feels this way. We blacks, we look at the gay community and we go, God damn it, look how well that movement is going. Look how well you are doing. And we've been trapped in this predicament for hundreds of years. How the fuck are you making that kind of progress? I can't help but feel like if slaves had baby oil and booty shorts, we might have been free 100 years sooner, you know what I mean?
First thing, I think it's a misunderstanding. I think it's a misunderstanding between like the LGBT community and like the black community. The LGBT community thinks that the black community doesn't like them. It's not true. It's not true at all. Issue is we just like we're just jealous you got so many rights so goddamn fast. We've been fighting for them for 50 years straight. They got them in like 7 years straight, bro. That's it. That's the only thing.
The footage you just seen was me telling that joke of, black people aren't mad at the gay community. We were just jealous of how you got so many rights so fast. That's footage of me telling that joke July 16th at the Brazos Theater. I'd show you the flyer. Here's the flyer. Boom. Right? And then this is Dave Chappelle doing his joke from his latest stand-up, The Closer, which released October 15th. So, did Dave Chappelle steal my joke? Well, let me explain here. But first, before you do that, please subscribe. Like, I know this is super clickbaity, but please do that for me. So subscribe, all that, follow me, terrybluescomedy.com. All right, now I'll explain what I mean. Did he steal my joke? I know those jokes sound really similar, right? But you would think I'd be on here like, oh man, this nigga stole my joke, man, I wrote that. Nah, but you thought I was gonna do that shit? I know what the title of this video is, super clickbaity, trust me, I know. But I only did it to get you to watch the video. Because here's what I'm trying to explain to you. Especially as younger comics, we kind of get to this notion of like, we're building up our set and, we're working on our jokes, and you hear just out of the blue, somebody who's bigger than you hear a joke that's super similar to yours. And it's like, oh my God, this nigga stole my joke. Come on, man, these niggas ain't stealing your jokes, man. I mean, sometimes it happens. Like, I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen, but I'm not saying this is one of those times, no. Like I said before, Dave Chappelle is the greatest comedian of all time. And like, my personal GOAT when it comes to comedy. I know everybody has their own thing, but at the era I grew up in the era of the Chappelle show, and then that led me to watch his older stand-ups. And I'm not one of those guys who grew up like, oh man, I'm gonna be a stand-up comedian. No, I didn't think of that till I was in graduate school making movies, such as The Other Black Guy, when I was trying to write comedy films, and reading books on comedy led me to say, hey, you gotta try stand-up if you really wanna know what's funny or not. So it led me into that, but I digress. But growing up, like, I didn't watch a lot of stand-up comics, but Dave Chappelle is one of the stand-ups that I watched a lot. And with that, when I started writing jokes and I started doing stand-up, I think we all do this as young comics, to where we look at comics who we like and we want to imitate, and then we end up imitating them. As we grow, we start developing our own style, but you will always see remnants of who you were inspired by. And to me, like, that was my most inspirational comedian. And when I do comedy, a lot of people, and I'm not saying this arrogantly, I'm saying this in how people view me, and like, man, he's very Chappelle-esque in his tone and his delivery and his body language. I mean, you can even see where I sit down when I do stand-up. A lot of stand-ups don't like niggas who sit down for some reason. I don't know, but it actually, when I first started comedy, like, yeah, I was very much like, oh man, like, I would write like him, I would deliver like him. I almost like was imitating him. Then a good buddy of mine, shout out to my homie Linville, he was like, man, you're funny, and I get where you're coming from, but you gotta like get in your own groove. You gotta, find yourself in that. And you seem stiff, all these, he gave me a lot of pointers or whatever. And that sort of, got me more comfortable in myself. Now, you always see that, like I said, I get a lot of those Chappelle comparisons just because like my tone, my body language, how I inflect and such. But my mind is my own. The thing is, like, he obviously never seen my shit. And it's funny because when I had been doing that joke for a few years, and when I watched it on the special, me and my girl was like, Dave Chappelle got a new, that's my favorite fucking comedian. So I was like, oh man, Dave Chappelle got a new special, gotta watch it. Turn it on, me and my girl sitting there watching it. And I hear that joke. And I had two thoughts when I heard that joke in his special, right? I had two thoughts when I heard that joke in his special. I looked at my girl, and she's been to my show. She's heard me tell that joke. And I heard him say that joke, and I looked at her, and she looked at me like, I was like, man, what? And it wasn't the thought of he stole my joke. It was the fact that he did it. He's Dave Chappelle, and I'm just Terry Bluez. Like, you know what I'm saying? That I can't tell that joke anymore. Right? That's what I'm thinking is. Like, fuck, I can't tell that joke anymore. But my second thought was this. Like, oh shit, I know I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? Because that's what us, and that's kind of what I want to get at with this. Like, us younger comics got to take that and not say like, oh man, look at it as a downfall. Like, if you got jokes and you're good, and I'm saying this to the good comics, like, some of you niggas is okay, but well, we got to get out of that mindset of saying, oh man, like looking at it as a down point and thinking of it like, oh, I'm on the right track. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that parallel thought sort of thing. Like, we as in the comedy world, movie world, like, premises are all the same. There's nothing new under the sun. So we're all going to have the same, well, maybe not same thoughts, but these subject matters are going to be approached by different people. And sometimes you might have a similar thought pattern with somebody. And you know what that says? Like, I'm on a similar thought patterns with a fucking genius, nigga. You right? That makes me genius by proxy, nigga. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But in all seriousness though, like, I just want to say that, as a comic, take those punches and keep rolling, keep writing. That lets you know you're on the right path when you can have the same thought process or come to some of the similar conclusions to somebody in that realm. Like, really the thing about it is, you just personalize the material, make it to you. Like, his joke was obviously way better because he's Dave Chappelle, but also like you seen the way he approached it and made it within himself and then like, telling the story or whatever. I was telling the joke as just a throwaway line to set up a bunch of other gay material that I had. In the sense that if I could get you on my side, then or let you know that I'm on your side, then I could get you to go with me on the rest of the other material that might not be so pleasant to hear. But apparently, y'all niggas still don't give a fuck about that. So you can't cancel that nigga. You might could have got away with canceling me. I want to make it abundantly clear. I am in no way, shape, or fashion, form saying that Dave Chappelle stole my joke. No, this is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you see that happen, don't take it as a slight. Like, niggas is not just still out here stealing jokes to that abundance. It happens, of course, as I said earlier, but sometimes it's just similar thought pattern, man. And once you see that and you're a younger comic and see somebody at that level that you sort of have a similar pattern of thought with, like, hey man, you're on the right path, man. Keep writing. Don't take it as a slight. Don't take it as somebody stealing your stuff. Take it as inspirational, man. You're on the right path. You know that you got good material. And if you wrote a joke that good to where somebody of that stature is on a similar thought process, you're on the right path. So keep writing, stay inspired, keep doing your thing. Don't let that get you down, man. And this has been a little piece of advice from Terry Bluez that nobody asked for. But hey, man, you tuned in this long, so I appreciate it. If you like what I'm doing, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Terry Bluez Comedy. Follow me on Twitter, Terry Bluez. Facebook, Terry Bluez. I'm going to be dropping more material. I'm dropping weekly Monday stand-up clips just to keep my name going, dropping skits, all that. So if you like me, fool with me, do that. Also, check out the other black guy on my channel right here. With all that being said, you've been tuned in to Terry Bluez TV. I'm out. Thanks for listening.